You're a big fan of Iowa. Tell me why.
Yeah, so in terms of my actual rankings, which I'm in the process of doing now for the actual season, I was sixth in the Big Ten, which I would still say is higher than consensus. But first of all, Iowa starts and ends with the only player I gave an A+ to, because everything is via a grade and then it's turned into a number. The only A+ I gave in my entire exercise of over 1,000 players was Bennett Stirtz. And one of the reasons why I might be a little bit higher on Bennett Stirtz than the average person is another very interesting thing about the transfer rankings. I don't look at points per game or any per game stats because the pace variance in college basketball, and a perfect example, Drake was the single slowest team in college basketball last year. When you're talking about Bennett Stirtz, who was one of the most efficient passers, most efficient scorers in all of basketball, and he stuck with his coach, Ben McCollum, who I like to consider the pick and roll wizard. This is a roster that basically mirrors what Drake did last year with Drake's superstar and then actual high major players to fill out the rest of the roster.
And it's what's really interesting about McCollum, as you mentioned, is that yes, we play super slow and control possession, but we also, when we get on offense, we have a guy who's really good at handling the ball, playing off pick and roll, and making the right decisions. The Big Ten's gotten a little bit faster and gotten a little bit more modern over the years, but I think that makes a lot of sense for Big Ten.
And we're talking about roster construction, ball-dominant point guard, a team that runs a ton of pick and roll, and then they also love to feed their rollers, so they kept their two big men from last year, who are both two of the most effective pick and role players, going on that role of the set. So you add in, some other pieces to that puzzle, and I think that it's a perfect blend of, you have a lot of talent on that roster, but you have talent that fits a unique coach with a unique scheme that, like you said, probably fits pretty well in the overall nucleus of what the Big Ten kind of is.